Hi, my name is Stephen Sindoni. Thank you for tuning into the broadcast of Obama Campaign Promises. In today's program, I will put the spotlight on our 44th President, Barack Obama. The article I will be referring to here today can be found at associatedcontent.com. The article is entitled President-elect Barack Obama's 2008 Campaign Promises. So what I would like to do here today is remind you, the American voter, of Barack Obama's 2008 campaign promises. Barack Obama made a total of 510 campaign promises. What you're viewing now is a slide from associatedcontent.com with that heading. But note in the heading, someone made a mistake and spelled campaign wrong. I guess there are still journalists out there who don't believe in using a spell check. But nevertheless, we will continue forward. In 2008, Barack Obama, in his historic run to the White House as President of the United States, in his inaugural speech, made a record 510 campaign promises. Neither President George W. Bush nor President Bill Clinton exceeded 300 pre-office promises before each of their 8 years in office, which was cited by political website PolitiFact.com. On the eve of Barack Obama's presidential inauguration, his promise record is 2 promises kept. 1, requiring additional information for reporting capital gain taxes, and 2, appointing 1 Republican to his cabinet. Of his 2 promises that were kept, 1 was stalled, which was to create a $3,000 tax credit for companies that add jobs. 10 are in the works, and there are 497 that are left for him to work on at present. So let's go through a summary of Obama's top 20 promises. What you're looking at now is Barack Obama's top 20 campaign promises. We'll start with number 1, which I cited earlier, was to increase the capital gains and dividend taxes for higher income taxpayers. This was stalled. Number 2 was to eliminate all oil and gas tax loopholes. And bill number 2 would have eliminated special tax breaks for all companies and gas companies, including repealing special expensing rules, foreign tax credit benefits, and manufacturing deductions for oil and gas firms. Number 3 was to eliminate capital gains taxes for small businesses and startups. And Barack Obama promised that he understood small businesses and that they were the engines of our economy, and he would eliminate all capital gains taxes on investments in small and startup firms. And number 4 was to extend child tax credits and marriage penalty fixes. And number 5, he would expand the earned income tax credit. And by expanding the earned income tax credit for workers without children and taxpayers with more than 3 children, and they would equalize thresholds for married filers and heads of household filers. Number 6 would create an advanced manufacturing fund to invest in peer-reviewed manufacturing processes. And here is where Barack Obama promised to create an advanced manufacturing fund to identify and invest in the most compelling advanced manufacturing strategies. The fund will have a peer review selection and award process based on the Michigan 21st Century Jobs Fund, a state-level initiative that has awarded over $125 million to Michigan businesses with the most innovative proposals to create new products and new jobs in the state. Number 7, double funding for the Manufacturing Extension Partnership, a program that encourages manufacturing efficiency. And here, Barack Obama promised the Manufacturing Extension Partnership, MEP, would work with manufacturers across the country to improve efficiency, implement new technology, and strengthen company growth. This highly successful program has engaged in more than 350,000 projects across the country, and in 2006 alone helped create and protect over 50,000 jobs. But despite this success, funding for MEP has been slashed by the Bush administration. Barack Obama and Joe Biden will double funding for the MEP so its training centers can continue to bolster the competitiveness of U.S. manufacturers. Number 8, include environmental and labor standards in trade agreements. Barack Obama promised that he would use trade agreements to spread good labor and environmental standards around the world. And number 9, that he would oppose agreements like CAFTA, the Central American Free Trade Agreement, unless it has environmental and labor protections. Number 10, expand the Child and Dependent Care Credit. And here is where he planned to expand and make refundable the Child and Dependent Care Credit. Number 11, require publicly traded financial partnerships to pay the corporate income tax. Number 12, create an international tax haven watch list. The creation of this international tax haven watch list would watch countries that do not share information returns with the United States. Number 13, require taxpayers to report more detail on capital gain taxes. Number 14, close loopholes in the corporate tax deductibility of CEO pay. Number 15, create a foreclosure prevention fund for homeowners. Number 16, increase minority access to capital. Here is where Barack Obama promised to strengthen small business administration programs that would provide capital to minority-owned businesses, support outreach programs that would help minority business owners apply for loans, and work to encourage the growth and capacity of minority firms. Number 17, require economic justification for tax cuts. Here, Barack Obama promised to adopt the economic substance doctrine, a policy that states that tax cuts must have sufficient economic justification as a federal law. Number 18, provide option for a pre-filled out tax form. Here is where Barack Obama promised to direct the Internal Revenue Service to give taxpayers the option of a pre-filled tax form to verify, sign, and return to the IRS or online. This would eliminate the need for Americans to hire expensive tax preparers and to gather information that the federal government already has on file. Number 19, create a mortgage interest tax credit for non-itemizers. Here, Barack Obama promised to create a refundable tax credit equal to 10% of mortgage interest for non-itemizers up to a maximum credit of $800. And number 20, make permanent the research and development tax credit. Here, Barack Obama promised that the research and development tax credit and the renewable energy production tax credit would be intended to spur innovation in the private sector, but the tax credits have expiration dates under current law. And lastly, that he, Barack Obama, would make them permanent. So right now, I feel it is important that I play a video clip that was recorded in October of 2007 by Barack Obama making his first campaign promise to the American people in his run for the presidency.
I will promise you this, that if we have not gotten our troops out by the time I am president, it is the first thing I will do. I will get our troops home. We will bring an end to this war. You can take that to the bank.
Well, Barack, you lied. You did not fulfill that campaign promise. And Barack, if you're watching, here's a second video clip of a promise that you made not long after.
That's why I have a plan that will bring our combat troops home by March of 2008. Let the Iraqis know. Letting the Iraqis know that we will not be there forever is our last best hope to pressure the Sunni and Shia to come to the table and find peace.
Well, it looks like you lied again. Actions speak louder than words. With over 510 promises made, you've only kept one. The American people will send you a message in 2012. It is my hope that you'll be sent packing back to Thailand, where you belong. But before you go, I'd just like to say that you are the best that I've ever seen at reading a teleprompter. So make sure before you leave the country that you take the teleprompter with you. It may come in handy when you try to ascend to the throne of Thailand. In closing, I'd like to thank everyone for watching. Obama, Campaign Promises Revealed.